So what you guys see here is a Traxxas 1/16 scale e-revo VXL, which I don't know if you guys saw my last video or not, but I went ahead and just did some maintenance and re-lubricating some gears and just fixing some things up and making it look good and function as it should. So now it is time for reassembly, which just figured I'd show you guys how to do it in case any of y'all wanted to know. Alright, so what you want to do, at least what I'm going to do, is go ahead and, so we've got the rear differential, got both sides, and then wheelie bar back here, and then body posts and rockers and shocks. So we're going to go ahead and flip the chassis over. You see the center shaft, just line that up, which there is a specific way that is supposed to be done. Let me just, yep, there we go. All right. Then kind of just mount it in, just line up that center shaft perfectly, and everything should slide right into place. Might take you a couple tries, at least it's gonna take me a couple tries, but right, there we go. Slide that into place, come on. Almost there. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, so now you'll notice that the transmission here a little loose, just a little bit. Means it's not screwed down. That will get screwed down when your skid plates get reinstalled. And then I gotta try and remember what order all this needs to be done. And this is gonna be the tool that is used most commonly. Just a little hex screwdriver. Not quite sure what the millimeter is of the diameter, but Traxxas will include that in most of their models. And then we got everything all lined up for the rear end, which is looking good. And now I'm going to go ahead and attach the tie rods back into the rockers so the suspension will work. And so by doing that, I'm just going to take out screw here and then attach it back into place, re-screw it in. Do that same process on the other side. And one thing to mention is I did remove my ESC, and I do not have intentions currently to reinstall that yet because it is currently under repairs. Gotta fix the battery plug on it. It's kind of a pain in the butt, not gonna lie, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Just really hoping I don't have to buy another one in replacement, because that would suck. Those things are expensive. But anyway, once you get that done, then you can go ahead and screw the rear wing mount back into place, which I will be reinstalling the wing and of course all the tires and body and all that good stuff, as you guys know. But that'll be later in the video. So anyway, there are these 3 screw holes in the rear one here. If you guys can see, get the antenna wire out of the way. So anyways, there's one here, and then one here, and one here. So we're gonna go ahead and take 3 screws that look like this. Just go ahead and screw them in. Now that those 3 screws have been reinstalled, I'm going to go ahead and remount the shocks while the transmission and motor are still loose. So I got a little bit of wiggle room to mess around. Alright, so here's the rear shock mount. 2 pretty long screws, and there's little slots that are made into the chassis, so you know where to line that up. And once you got it in place, which could be a little tricky sometimes, and by sometimes it's a little tricky all the time. So let's go ahead and get that aligned, and then screw those 2 screws down. Anyways, once you get that done, you can go ahead and flip the chassis upside down. Make sure your transmission is lined up and in the spot that you would like it to be. And then, and then in case if during the process of disassembly or reassembly 2 of these little rods fell out, it's most likely the rear differentials. Go ahead and, so what you can do is just go ahead and slide those back into place, and then go ahead and install your skid plates. Looks like you're going to want to do the middle skid plate and then rear skid plate, and then we should be almost done. So as I said, you're going to want to reinstall your skid plates. If you get lucky, you will be able to install the middle skid plate without removing the front skid plate, which just like so, you just kind of almost force it in, just snap it in place, and then go ahead and put the 6 main screws in, which are located between the 2 battery compartments. And then, depending on personal opinion, you may or may not want to replace the 2 screws that go in between the servo guards up towards the front, which screw into the transmission, which I think I will just probably leave those 2 spots blank, or just see if I can force these stainless steel screws into place. Kind of hold that sucker in there pretty good, which would be great, but if not, then no big deal. So then you're going to want to put on your rear skid plate, and then we should be just about done. And I will check back in with you guys when I am just about done. So now that we are pretty much done, just got a couple quick and easy things to do now. What I'm going to do is reinstall all of the wheels, which I'm just gonna throw on the old stock ones with the hex nuts, and which I honestly don't mind these stainless steel chrome hex nuts provided stock by Traxxas. So anyway, I'm going to use my mini cross wrench, and like I said, mini cross wrench, dropped it many times, doesn't break, it's perfect. So go ahead and install all of the wheels again, and then just to kind of walk you guys through the rest of the process, I'm gonna put the wheels on and then just go around, check all the screws, make sure everything's tight and working good. And I can't do this part because I don't have my ESC in, but if you guys' models are ready to run, also known as RTR, you can go ahead and just fire it up and give it a tap the throttle a little bit and just kind of make sure that everything's working good, and you should be able to go ahead and go take her for a rip. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. Go check out baggy.bsk81 or 18, I always forget. But check out his channel, he's got some dope stuff, and tune in for my next video. Got a collab coming up tomorrow. Don't tell anyone. Alright, that'll be it for this video. And got some pretty dope vids coming up in about a day or two. So you guys have to stay tuned for those. But yeah, see ya.